Dear students, this is Dr. Chitranjan Rai, Associate Professor of Electronics, Kalpataru First Year Science College, Tiptur. Today we will discuss on the topics of Verilog HTL, starting from the introduction till the program structure. Okay. What is Verilog? Verilog is a hardware description language, a textual format for describing electronic circuits and systems. The full form of Verilog is Verify Logic. It is used to design and simulate digital ICs but not for analog ICs. See, this is very important. This language is used to design only digital ICs. Verilog allows to design a digital design at high level of abstraction such as at the architectural or behavior level, as well as the lower implementation levels like gate level and switch level. Now, why hardware description language? When a digital circuit with a complicated design, it is very difficult to check the functionality of the circuits manually. There are billions of gates present in the present day's digital circuits. It's very difficult to check the functionality of these circuits using breadboards. That's why these hardware description language came in existence. Okay, now let us see the history of Verilog. This Verilog hardware modeling language was designed by Gateway Design Automation in USA around 1984. Gateway Design Automation was founded by an Indian American researcher, entrepreneur and businessman Dr. Prabhu Goyal. The Verilog was designed by England-born American engineer Phil Morby. Verilog was not standardized at that time, and large number of revisions came out between 1984 and 1990. After that, Verilog became an IEEE standard in December 1995. After many years, new features have been added to Verilog based on users' recommendations and requirements, and the new version of Verilog was released in 2001. This version fixed lot of problems that appeared in the older versions. This version of Verilog is called 1364 2001. Verilog is similar to C language. If a person has a knowledge of C language, he can easily learn Verilog. Verilog is vendor independent. Vendor independent means, there are different simulators are available in the market like Xylin, Altera, Veritag, Verilogger Pro, Revera Pro, etc. The program written in Verilog can be run through any of these simulators without any problem. A hardware description language can be used for logic design, logic synthesis, and logic simulation. Now we'll see all the three in detail. Logic design is nothing but a designer can design digital circuits with gates and interconnections. Such a logic circuit is also called gate level netlist. Logic synthesis. Before the introduction of hardware description language, the circuit designers had to place gates and draw interconnections between them. Using a tool called logic synthesis, a designer gives a set of statements which mention inputs, outputs, and relationship between them. The synthesis tool will automatically generate a circuit that is compact and suitable for fabrication. logic simulation. Once a design block is completed, it must be tested. Earlier circuit designer used to build real circuits using discrete components to verify or check the correctness of design. Using logic simulation tool, we can verify the functioning of a circuit on a computer system without actually constructing it. The functionality of a design block can be tested by applying stimulus and checking results. Such a block is called stimulus block or test bench. Test bench and design blocks are normally placed separately. Now, what is a test bench? A test bench is a program that tests a design module by applying stimulus and checking corresponding results. Test bench is used to verify the correctness of an hardware description language representation, and it can be written in Verilog. Now let us see the difference between VHDL and Verilog HDL. Verilog HDL is easy to learn because it follows the coding methods of C programming language. But VHDL is difficult for the beginners to learn because it is based on Pascal and Ada. Verilog is case sensitive. The case sensitive means you have to use only lowercase letters. You cannot use the uppercase letters. But VHDL is not case sensitive. Verilog is considered better when describing a system at the transistor level or gate level due to its predefined primitives. And these things we are going to discuss in later slides or later classes. VHDL is considered better at the system level. It is flexible and easy to use when writing code for complex systems. Verilog data types are very simple and easy to use. Again, the data types we are going to discuss in detail. All types are defined by the language. There are no user-defined data types in Verilog HDL. But VHDL contains both built-in and user-defined data types. It allows user to create more complex data types. Verilog cannot handle objects with multidimensional array types. It's only physical types are allowed in Verilog HDL. But VHDL can handle physical types and objects with the multidimensional array types. Verilog has no concept of libraries and packages. But VHDL libraries and packages can be attached to a standard VHDL program. Now we will discuss the program structure that is used in Verilog HDL. Module. A Verilog provides a concept of module. A module is nothing but a basic building block in Verilog. It gives the information about the module name, input-output ports, size of the ports, etc. In Verilog, the module is declared by the keyword module. That should be lowercase letters. Each module must have a module name, which is the identifier for the module, and a module terminal list, which describes the input and output terminals of the module. And keyword end module must appear at the end of the module definition. That means each program starts with the module and ends with end module. Now we will discuss in detail about the structure of the module. Every program starts with the keyword module, and this should be in lowercase letter. Then for the module you have to give a name, that what we call as module name. After that you have to mention the names of input and output ports with a termination at the end, that is semicolon. Next is the port declarations. You have to mention the input and output ports with their respective names. In the next slide I am going to explain about the input and output ports in detail, the representation of input and output ports in detail. After declaring the ports, you have to write logic of the program. Again I will explain this in a separate slide with an example. At the end of the module you have to write a end module. Again it's a case sensitive, you have to write in small letter. It's a keyword used in Verilog STL. Therefore every program should begin with a module and you should end with end module. Ports provide the interface by which a module can communicate with its environment. Ports, if it is input port, you have to mention that as input. If it is output port, it is mentioned as output. And if it is a bidirectional port, it is mentioned as in-out. And all these should be in small or lowercase letters. Suppose input and output ports of 1 bit each is used in the program. And if you take A and B are the input ports and C as the output port, then the input is mentioned as input A comma B and it is terminated with a semicolon. Output port is C, again it is terminated with the semicolon. Suppose if the input and output ports are of more number of bits, for example if I take 4 bit, that means the A should be A0, A1, A2, A3 and B should be B0, B1, B2, B3. Instead of writing these input ports separately, again output also separately, you can write that as input with a square bracket 3:0 bracket, close the bracket, then A comma B with semicolon. Again in output the square bracket 3:0, that is 0, again C semicolon. Instead of writing A0, A1, A2, A3, you can write in a single line, that is 3:0 for 4 bits. Suppose if you want to write for a 8 bit each, input and output ports of 8 bit each, you can write that as 7:0. Okay, now let us see a simple Verilog program, and this program is written for SR latch. In SR latch there are 2 inputs, S bar and R bar, and the 2 outputs Q and Q bar. In the beginning of the program you have to write the module name. The module name is here module, a keyword, and then module name is SR underscore latch. After that you have to write the input and output ports. The output port is Q and the Q bar, and the input ports are S bar and R bar. In the next you have to write the port declarations. Now you know that the input port is S bar and R bar and the output ports are Q and Q bar. Then instantiate the lower level module, and we are going to write this by using the NAND gate. Now upper NAND gate is NAND. Again it is case sensitive, you have to write in a small letters or a lowercase letters. Then upper NAND gate, the output is Q and the inputs are S bar and Q bar. And the lower NAND gate, the output is Q bar and then input is Q and R bar, and the program should end with a end module. In our next class, we will discuss about different design styles used in Verilog. Thank you.